Welcome to this GoodX tutorial video. In this tutorial video, we will go over all the icons seen on the patient's booking on the diary screen. These icons help you track every critical step of a patient's journey, from arrival to payment. Each icon displays the status, so you know what's been completed and what's still outstanding on the patient's overall file. Essentially, think of it as the patient's mini checklist, where you can see the overall health of the patient's file at a glance. On the diary screen, navigate to any patient booking. Hover over the icons on any booking to see what each one means. Let's break down what each icon represents and what the colors mean. The C icon stands for clinical case. Gray means no clinical notes have been added. For example, the practitioner didn't write notes after a consultation. Orange means notes were added but not finalized. This might happen if a practitioner starts writing during a session but hasn't saved it yet. Green means all notes have been completed and finalized. That means the full treatment notes are captured and saved. The D icon is for documents. Gray means no documents are required. For instance, the practice hasn't requested any pre-visit forms for this patient. Red means required documents are still missing. An example would be an ID copy or referral letter that hasn't been uploaded yet. Green means all required documents have been uploaded. For example, the patient submitted their signed consent form before the appointment. The S icon stands for switch. Gray means the invoice hasn't been switched to the medical aid. That could happen if the practitioner hasn't generated an invoice yet. Red means the entire claim was rejected. This could occur if the patient's medical aid details were incorrect. Blue means the claim was accepted, but the response is delayed. This sometimes happens when the medical aid system is slow. Orange means the claim was partially accepted in real time. Maybe only one of the billed items was covered by the medical aid. Green means the claim was fully accepted in real time. The patient's claim was submitted and approved instantly. The I icon stands for invoice. Gray means no invoice has been created. This often happens when an appointment hasn't been billed yet. Blue means a temporary estimate or quote has been created. The practice may have generated a quote for a future procedure. Red means the patient is liable for the payment. For example, the medical aid does not cover the treatment. Orange means the medical aid is liable. Maybe the invoice is waiting on payment from the medical aid. Green means the invoice is fully settled. Either the medical aid or patient has paid the full amount. Remember, the patient is always liable until the medical aid makes a payment. The A icon stands for account. Black means the patient has not been added as a debtor yet. This might happen with walk-in patients who haven't been registered properly. Red means the patient owes money. For example, they missed a co-payment after a previous visit. Orange means the medical aid owes money. The claim was accepted, but the payment hasn't been received. Green means the account is fully paid. No outstanding balances remain. The V icon stands for validation. Orange means benefits have not yet been verified. This might happen if validation was skipped during booking. Red means the patient hasn't been added as a debtor. Without that, the system can't check their medical aid info. Green means the medical aid details have been successfully validated. The practice can confidently proceed with treatment. The paper icon gives you access to the notebook. You can add or view notes related to the booking. For example, you might record a patient's special request or a billing query. If the patient doesn't have a file, the notebook icon won't appear. Lastly, the smiley face icon represents the patient's verification status. A red face means the patient has not yet been verified. Once the patient has been verified, the icon will turn green, indicating that the verification was successful. The verification process involves confirming that the patient on file is the same person who is physically present at the practice. This typically includes verifying their identity using a photo and/or ID number. Remember that these icons give you a live status indication for the patient's overall file. And also, keep in mind that a best practice is to try by all means to make sure the buttons are all in their finalized state before the patient leaves the practice.